Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy SBS coming to you with another video, you feel me? And this is something that I always wanted to talk about for a while now, and I never got a chance to discuss this to y'all. And I want to talk about why money is the root of all evil, and the whole purpose of saying that is the root of all evil. Now, to be honest though, folks, everybody wants money, everybody needs money, everybody wants to survive by having money in their pockets or their credit card, you know, in their savings, their check-ins, whatever. Now, people will do anything to make money, you know. It depends on their moral skills, you know. And, you know, people will say that in order to make money, I mean, everybody knows this, is to get a job, make money, and pay your bills, pay your rent, etc. However, on the other side, of course, there's the illegal way of doing it by robbing, selling drugs, scamming, hacking, and all that other crazy shit, you know. And there's two purposes of doing so. But however, between selling drugs or doing a lot of criminal activity or doing the good things in life, basically everybody's intentions is to make money to survive or get things out of life. So, to be quite honest with y'all folks, sometimes we need money for stability, you know. And if you are very materialistic and all you care about is money, most of the times people will strive and work hard to make money. Everybody has this idea, this fantasy of thinking that they will become millionaires and doing, like, for example, making music, playing a sport, or just be famous just because of social media, YouTube, etc. And sometimes in order to make that happen, it's going to cost you, you know, putting a lot of time on equipments or training, rehearsing, the right things out of life. I go back to saying is to get a job. Some people would hustle, sell drugs, rob, steal, kill, scam, borrowing money, use the government like SSI or public assistance to get money. There's so many ways of you getting money from society besides just working a 9-to-5 job, you know. And sometimes people can be lazy and not work and have Social Security if they have a legitimate reason. However, there is another reason why some people would rather not do nothing, is because of their ambition, motivation. And everybody's been guilty. Some people are guilty with that, even me. However, I was gonna say to y'all is that, you know, when you make money off the books, you know, there's another way of getting you money by working a job off the books or whatever the case may be. And that's kind of a little bit skeptical, but there are so many ways of people are making so much money in this world that is crazy. And there's some who don't have a lot of money. But let me give you the pros and cons about that. Sometimes if you try to do the honest way, the legal way of making money, I feel like you will suffer as far as, for example, depending on what type of job you have. Now, if it's one of those jobs where, if you're fortunate to make a 401k type of job and you went to school for this job and had experience on this job, you make great money. However, if you work at a job at a fast food restaurant or retail and they give you like some shitty minimum wage type of job and barely could ever pay you to get by, people suffer, you know. And by saying that, it's because when people who worked at a 9 to 5 flipping burgers and fries, take a customer's order, and those are the type of people who are struggling to pay their rent or putting food on the table, take care of their child or whatever. You know, some people will make fun of somebody who works at a job like that, or pity somebody who works at a job, but at the end of the day it's still a job to do, versus someone who's slinging coats, selling weed, robbing people, and they're making so much money than a person who is out there doing the right thing. And it's the contradiction about life, you know. It's that, of course, the drug dealer's gonna pay their repercussions. That's true. However, I can understand why some people turned into the drug game or out there robbing people. Some people who are looking for jobs and their rent is due, they can't pay the bills, they can't rely on people, they can't rely on family, so they get all crazy and decide to rob people, kill people for money, sell drugs, you know. And if you sell a bag of weed or an 8-ball or whatever, you make more than you regularly pay from, you know, from a job, you know. You may make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in one day. But do I condone selling drugs? No. But I understand why they do it. Some of the logical reasons of doing it versus you just want to act hard, you like the streets. Nah. There are some good people who are out there who are struggling, but they look into selling drugs because it's a hustle. Because some of the jobs that they get and they work don't barely pay them. So I can see why people are selling weed, selling coke, selling Molly pills, and things of that nature. Because that's the street mentality. Is in order to make it in this world, and better yet, if you live in a city that costs a lot of money to survive, like for example, New York City, the rent is super duper high. In order for you to survive, in order for you to pay your bills, some people go to the extent of just selling drugs. My cousins did it. You know, some of my family members did it. And some of them are continuing on doing it. Some of them are not. But it depends on their mindset. If they're working and they're selling drugs on the side, you know, that's understandable. Versus if somebody just rely on the streets and they like to be in the streets selling drugs, then, you know, it goes to show what their own intentions are. You know, I will say that what they did is wrong, but I'm not here to judge anybody for what they're doing. That's the last thing that I can ever say to a drug dealer, say what you're doing is wrong. You know, it's life. It's not a good life to do, but it's part of it, because people are going to make good and bad mistakes. And if you're trying to look for a job, working at fast food restaurants, working at retail, and rather if you're doing a good job working your ass off and get paid shit, I can see why they rather make it more for the Latinos, is because they feel like they are not obligated to get paid more, versus somebody who lived in this country for a very long time and need their money and have high expectations of wanting a raise or making it big and looking for an opportunity to make money. So what I'm trying to say though, folks, is that sometimes money get in our heads. More money, more power, more to everything. If you're rich, you're obligated to do whatever you want to do. If you're poor, you can't do shit. But then you got your morals. Sometimes people who have a lot of money forget their morals, forget how it is to struggle. Or better yet, if there was a person who was born with a silver spoon up their ass, they will never understand the whole concept of striving and struggles and, you know, making their first dollar. You know? So what I'm trying to say really is that money do change people. It depends on how you manage to make your money, or how you can be as a person to have good ethic skills, or how you can achieve your goals in life. People can go to school, graduate, go to college, get all these degrees, and they still don't get the job they want. Versus a drug dealer, versus a criminal who all they have to do is sell their drugs and find their connect and make a lot of money than an average person who works. And it goes to show that the world is so fucked up when it comes to money, when it comes to selling money. If you're a salesman trying to sell anything with a merchandise or food or whatever, and you're charging so much on things, and people are willing to spend their money on materialistic value that does not have any life meaning to them. So people spend money on materialistic things, and they making the companies much richer. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes handling your money is really all depends on your criteria. Some people don't save their money, some people do. And some people say that it's hard for them to save money because they're spending on their money on either meaningless or useless things. So all I can say though, folks, is that I do think that money is the root of all evil, because it does changes people's minds. It makes people feel self-entitled, but at the same time, money can get you what you want. But one thing that money can never ever do is basically give you any type of happiness in life when it comes to like love or relationships, friendships, or your certain problems that you cannot fix. Some people can be rich and they still have problems. So my thing is, does a piece of paper will tell you how to live your life, or does this piece of paper will tell you that we should keep our morals in check? So that's the last thing that I'm going to really say about this. So, you know, all I can say is, yes, get money, but live your life at the way that you feel that you're able to make a living for yourself, to survive. Be humble. And whatever it is, rather, if you feel like you're happy working at a 9-to-5 job or using government's assistance or any type of benefits, or if you're happy with your criminal activity, the point is, folks, be happy, be humble, put some morals into your soul and into your minds. So anyways though, folks, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Please leave your comments on your comment sections below, like and subscribe. Until then, folks, SBS gonna wrap this up. Thanks for watching. Peace out.